Hey guys, so tomorrow, or whenever you're watching this video, today, or yesterday, or a couple of days ago, was the 10th anniversary that Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire were released in North America. So today, that is what I'm going to talk about. But before we get into March 19th, November 21st, 2002, Ruby and Sapphire was released in Japan. Now that's a special day to me because that's my birthday, and it's also special because that's also the 3rd anniversary of Gold and Silver, when Gold and Silver came out in Japan. And to celebrate the fact that it's going to be its 10th anniversary tomorrow, or today, or a couple days from when you're watching this video as of yesterday, I want to talk about Ruby and Sapphire. When Ruby and Sapphire was released, it was completely different from its predecessors Gold, Silver, and Crystal. It had updated graphics, upgraded soundtrack, it had over 100 new Pokemon, and the thing that a lot of people didn't like is that you couldn't travel back to the Kanto and Johto region. It was in a completely brand new region, introduced over 100 new Pokemon, but that didn't mean that you couldn't still catch some of your favorite Pokemon from Generation 1 and Generation 2. But it did limit to some of the Pokemon that you could catch, but later on that problem was rectified when they introduced Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Colosseum, and XD Gale of Darkness, where you could transfer them over to Generation 3. Another huge change that the games did was no longer that the games revolve around Team Rocket. In Generation 3, we had Team Aqua and Team Magma. Two different teams depending on which game you were playing. If you were playing Ruby, you would be against Team Magma. If you were playing Sapphire, you would be against Team Aqua. And then when Emerald came out, you would be against both of them, as they both competed against each other for the legendary Pokemon Groudon and Kyogre. Groudon for Ruby, Kyogre for Sapphire. Not only did the game change there, they also added a lot of new features that weren't in its previous games. They added the fact that there was going to be double battles, which meant that two of your Pokemon would go at the same time and fight your opponent's two Pokemon at the same time, and this became very strategic, not so much in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, but more in Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness, where double battle your main way of battling. Other things that they added was natures and abilities. It also added in Pokemon contests, which were kept until Generation 4 in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and it also added the Battle Frontier, which became a staple in the series when Emerald was released. And I never really played the Battle Frontier, but it was kind of fun the couple of times that I did try it out and got that far and put the game aside after the main story. Ooh, one thing I forgot to mention is the fact that they introduced weather patterns like snow, rain, sun, and all that cool stuff, which made the whole atmosphere and the whole idea that Hoenn was based off of this whole nature and balance of nature kind of thing. It was just really, really amazing. But now I want to talk really quickly about why Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald are probably my favorite games. Don't hate on me because I like Generation 3 more than I like Generation 1 or 2. Don't do it. First of all, the region itself. There were so many creative city ideas, such as Fortress City, Zootopolis, Moss Deep, Slateport City, Dewford Island, Town, Sun Island. It's amazing, and then the whole atmosphere of the whole entire game, how you're like in a dense kind of rainforesty area, and then there's a desert, and then there's this big open vast ocean area that's just so much fun to explore. And I remember when I was 8 years old playing this game when I got it for my birthday, because I got Sapphire, I believe, for my birthday, and Trico was my starter Pokemon, and I loved exploring the whole entire game because it was so much fun. Going back to the Kanto and Johto region would have been nice, but I felt like if we added that just would have added so much more that you could do to the game, and it just would have felt too bulky, and then they probably would have reduced a lot of things that happened in the main story itself. The Pokemon were so creative. A lot of people give a lot of hate to the Pokemon because they're so different and they're so new and weird, but that's the whole thing. It's supposed to be a tropical region, so the Pokemon look all completely different, as if they're in some kind of exotic land, and that's the idea behind Hoenn. The soundtrack. The soundtrack to Pokemon Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, I mix that all up, is phenomenal. It is amazing. From the intro to the credits theme song, it is just amazing. Zootopolis City theme song, the surfing theme song, Mount Pyre when you're on top of the top of it. Oh, and Route 114, I believe is what it is. That has the best track, probably. I also like Team Aqua and Magma. A lot of people didn't like Team Aqua and Magma just because of the whole idea that they weren't Team Rocket. But I like that we were adding, like I said in the beginning, like I said a while ago, how it's a region all by itself, so it kind of sets up a whole nother kind of story already for you here. And now, really quickly, I just want to list my favorite Pokemon, that are my favorite from this generation. Trico, Mudkip, Ralts, Sharpedo, Flygon, Cacturn. I never really used a Cacturn on my team. Just look at it. Isn't that kind of cool? Isn't that kind of cool again? Lunatone and Solrock. I had to include them as one because you can't have one without the other. Dusclops, which just didn't really necessarily need Dust nor an evolution. Tropius, still kind of waiting for that pre-evolution for Tropius. Absol, Snorunt, Metagross, and Kyogre. So let me know, what are your thoughts on Generation 3, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald? Do you like them? Do you not like them? And I just wanted to make this quick little video, and it's probably a lot longer than a quick little video, just because it is the anniversary, 10th anniversary of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, which is what we were all kind of waiting for. We were all kind of waiting for the remake, but instead we got Pokemon X and Y, so I am looking forward to that, and I did make a video about that. Anyway, I'm gonna go, and hopefully in the future, if you like this video, maybe I'll make videos later on about Generation 1, 2, 4, and 5, and possibly 6 when it comes out. So, I will see you next Monday. This video seems gets really long. Was it too long? Did I go too much in depth about all this? I'm just a big Pokemon. So I probably talked on forever. Okay, see you guys next Monday.